Thank you for purchasing Hypermnesia. My name is Bassem Alani. I am the designer and developer, and I am going to show you today how to get started, how to configure Hypermnesia, how to perform it and amaze audiences around the world just with your phone. What is Hypermnesia? Hypermnesia is a fantastic app invented by Pierre Feodor and developed by myself. Essentially, it's an app that looks like your native phone app. It looks exactly the same, it behaves the same, it feels the same, but gives you extra powers and extra tools and control over the contacts you have. That means you could use the contacts on the app to force specific information, such as the phone numbers, the birth dates, email addresses, certain notes, and it will allow you to force it at will on the spectator. That means when you do not want to force anything, it looks and behaves the same as a normal app. But once you press a secret button that I will show you in the next few minutes, it will allow you to unleash a great potential of amazing effects, either of demonstration of incredible memory or as mentalism routines, such as prediction effects, coincidence, etc. And you're only limited by your imagination. So let's get started. I have the phone here. The first thing you're gonna notice is that we have this pop-up that says you have to download the app and install it on your home screen. So just follow the instructions, it's self-explanatory. Press in there on that share button and then go down to add to home screen. You would want to rename this to something else if you are performing in a different language. So let's say in French, it would be a different name. So you just type the name that corresponds to the original. In this case, for English-speaking users, it's going to be phone. And then press add. Now you have it on the home screen, it's over there. Once you click, you will have to log in with your credentials. Once you log in, you will see that you'll have a pop-up that says, before getting started, make sure your iPhone is set to portrait mode only. This is because we don't want the phone to change orientation during the performance. Unfortunately, we couldn't force the portrait mode here because Apple just does not allow us to do so on a web application like this. For that, you just make sure that your orientation lock is on. I will show you later on a very nice shortcut that we created for you that you can install and then already have it done for you. If you remember this, just press close or don't worry me again. Now you're presented with the phone app that looks like a real phone app. And if you press on 000, that will allow you to access the secret settings page where you have all the settings. Let's go on to app settings. The first thing you want to do is to change the phone format countries. What this means is if you are in the United States, for instance, and your contacts do not have the country prefix, which is +1 for the United States and +44 for the United Kingdom, then you would need to select the country of the most contacts you have. So if the most contacts you have without the prefix are in the United States, then you need to select US. And generally, this is a good idea to do even if all of your contacts have plus the country code. For the UK, it's not UK, it's Great Britain, so GB, Great Britain. So select the country that is most relevant to you. If you're in Germany, select DE, etc., etc. The theme represents just the light or dark mode. I like to keep it in system so it changes automatically. And the language of the interface. So we have a lot of languages, we will add more. This is the interface of the app. Contact sorting, by default, it's by last name, and you can change it to first name if you wish to. Now we need to import some contacts. You want to perform with your own contacts, or you create a fake contacts with, for example, ChatGPT, which we have a tutorial about. I'm going to import some contacts that I generated with ChatGPT, so fake contacts. A little disclaimer, any file that you select and import will stay only on your phone. That means nothing is shared with our servers, nothing is uploaded. And for the tech-savvy people out there, you can use a packet logger and check that actually nothing is being uploaded on the internet. And there will never be. Everything is safe, secure on your phone. So hit import, and now all the contacts are imported. As you can see, I have 300 contacts. all sorted alphabetically. And I could use this opportunity to maybe remove certain contacts that I don't like. For instance, you want to get rid of maybe some shops or businesses and etc. So for example, this one you can get rid of. Just an example, just hit the trash icon, the red one on the right, and it will safely remove the contact. Now you can see I have 299 contacts. It's not a lot for a demonstration of memory, so we will change that. So in Setup Profile, you'll see your name. You can click on the avatar to add a photo. So for me, I will select my own photo, and the number of contacts. 299 is not really interesting. I'll change it to 2083. Now I have way more contacts than I really have. If you press back, now we are almost set up. We need to create some contacts. For instance, the contact one, I will put, just for the sake of a demonstration, we'll come back to this a bit later. So I will put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I could put also an address, test@example.com. Okay. And for the contact 2, I'll put a landline. I'll put 9999999. Okay. And forced note 1. I'll go back and then back again. Now, if I go to contacts, you will see that all the contacts that we previously imported are all there, and I have exactly 2083 contacts. If I click on any contact, you will see the real phone number. Now we could force any contact they select next. If you press on the voicemail on the bottom right, you will see that the search button or the search field will change from capital letter to small caps. So search, that indicates that we are now on forcing mode. That means any contact you click next will take over the contact details from the forced contact we set in the settings. So let's give it a try. Let's go for Anne Rogers. And you'll see that now the mobile phone number is 01234567889, exactly the one we set as contact number 1. And the email goes with it as well, test@example.com. If I go back, I go to a second one, let's say Antonio Garcia. You'll see that the phone number now is 99999, and the notes say forced note number 1. This is exactly the 2 contacts that we predefined before. So I hope you appreciate how powerful this is, because it's going to give you some amazing tools you could use impromptu to either demonstrate incredible power of memorization or use it as a mentalism routine. Could be a prediction, could be influence, it could be extraordinary coincidence, it could be anything. You're really limited by your imagination. One thing to note is if the spectator goes back to the first contact or any contact that they previously selected, the app remembers the previous input. It remembers that Anne Rogers had 01234567889 as the phone number. And the app is also smart enough that it will come back to the normal contact details after you have exhausted all the contact numbers you've done before. Let's say if I go to Ashley, you see that it shows me now the normal contacts and nothing forced. So let's go back to the settings, and you can modify this, the phone number and the email, the birthday and the notes with contact details that you already know. For instance, the easiest thing to do is to put your own phone number there. I think no one knows it by heart but you. If you put it like me, you put it as your first contact, you will always recall instantly the phone number of any person on your contact list. Then if you have trouble memorizing 4 more contact details, just make up some using mnemonics or certain patterns, or you can get inspiration from your birthday or birthday of someone you know. So this is the main forcing mechanism of Hypermnesia. It allows you to select any contact at will and force the pre-configured details on the spectator. Once you finished performing, you could reset the contact details by double tapping the plus button on the top right. If you double tap, it says reset. That means now we started again. The search field says normal search with capital S. And that means any contact you click, it will be the real phone number. Once you are ready to perform, you just press voicemail, and then the same contact will change to the forced details that you already pre-programmed in the settings. There is another forcing mode in Hypermnesia, which is the reverse force, which allows the spectator to type in any 3-digit number and get a forced result list that you pre-program in your settings. So let's do that. If you go to settings again and go to reverse force, now we have a list of 5 contacts at least that you can pre-program. So I'll put someone here, let's say Martin L. I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see in the description it's already hints to the XYZ. So the XYZ will be replaced by the 3-digit number that the spectator types. So let's say XYZ 5, 6, 7, 8. Just to demonstrate this, I'll come back to the contact list and then go to search. Once you type search, here anything you type, for example 000, it will show the result of that forced list. In this case, it will show me Martin L, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember the XYZ, it has been replaced by the 3-digit number, in this case 000 5, 6, 7, 8. I hope you appreciate how powerful this is as well, because this will allow you to not only name any combination of 3-digit number, you will name the results, but also you can say exactly what are the numbers. And because I remember 1, 2, 3, 4 XYZ, I can mentally know exactly the phone number associated to that contact. So you can prove, you can tell the spectator, yes, please click on that contact and verify that the number is the one you already pre-configured. I give you a little tip here. One idea that has been shared on the Facebook group, you could use the reverse force as an acronym-like reveal. So you could have, for example, Alan, Doe, you can have Garrett, you can have Isabel and Carl. Of course, you have to put the phone numbers here, XYZ. You could add also the country code, that works. So you can put plus for Germany 49, 1, 2, 3, XYZ 4, 5, 6, example. Or you could use the 00, so 0049 would also mean Germany. If you want to spice it up, you can put Belgium, so 32. So 1, 2, 3, XYZ 999. And then Carl, let's say plus 1, United States, 310, XYZ. Okay, so now we have Martin L, Alan Doe, Garrett, Isabel, Carl S. I like to spice it up. Sometimes I use the full last name. Sometimes I use a shorthand. Sometimes I don't use a last name at all. Just to make it a little bit more believable. You could use emojis as well. That's very nice. So now if I go to the contacts, and then already the app knows the reveals will be Martin, Alan, Garrett, Isabel, and Carl. And if you have noticed, maybe you haven't, the first letter of each contact, it's M-A-G-I-C, magic. Of course, you won't use magic, you would use something else, maybe the spectator's name you already gathered before the show. You could use a company name, you can use anything. And this is really, really powerful. I hope you appreciate that. So if you need to force a name that is longer than 5 characters, you could add additional contacts. So you just press the button there and you will have additional fields that you can populate. One thing I want to show you is the resources. So the resources is basically a Google Drive where we share with you some videos, routines, ideas. You could go to the routines section that Pierre has created for you, and you can see some additional details on how to set up the app, how to create certain ideas. For example, the first crash, very nice. I really recommend you to have a look at that. Favorite card, liar, and we will continue to add more ideas. If you are not already In the Facebook group, please make sure you join us, because there we share a lot of ideas. There were a lot of people, very creative people, that added and shared with us a lot of amazing routines. Other things I wanted to share with you is the reset context display. This is basically resetting the trick. So once you have finished performing Hypermnesia, you can either go to the settings and press this button, so okay, it will reset, or click the plus button on the top right here. So double tap that one, it will reset it. Reset settings will completely wipe out all your data, including the contacts, the settings, everything, if you want to start fresh. I wouldn't recommend that. And log out if you want to log out. The tutorial will bring you to this video, and Facebook group will allow you to access our Facebook group. That's it for the setup. A couple of other views I wanted to show you. There are the favorites, which obviously there's nothing in there. You have recents. The recents will randomly generate a list of contacts that might have called you based on the contacts you imported in the settings. And one little tip is you can double press the edit button and it will regenerate a new list. So every time you double press, it generates a new list. And apart from that, that's it. Contacts, you already know. When you press a contact, it will show you the details about that contact in normal mode, and in forcing mode, it will force the first up to the 5th contact that you already preset on your in the preferences. The dialer, the keypad, basically you can type in anything, but it doesn't do anything for now. It just shows like random numbers. Double or triple tapping the 0 will expose these settings, and that's pretty much it for the app. I went ahead and created a shortcut for you that you can use straight away to automatically lock the screen and open the app with a certain icon. You can modify the icon, by the way. So if you go to resources and go to the Google Drive, you will see icons, and then you can download the shortcut here. So once you downloaded it, you can open it in shortcuts and then press the edit button here. First of all, this shortcut automatically locks the orientation and turns off the low power mode. And this is because we want the maximum performance when using the app. So you go to add to home screen, and then you press this button and download the associated icon if you wish, if you want to use the dark mode, for instance. So choose photo, I choose the dark mode, choose, and then add. Now you have it on the home screen, it's the dark mode. It automatically locks the screen to portrait mode and then turns off the battery saving mode. And that's how easy it is to change the icon and run the shortcut to open Hypermnesia.
Moi, quand j'étais jeune, comme tous les enfants de mon âge, on connaissait peut-être 15, 20, voire même 30 numéros par cœur.
Ok.
Et bon, maintenant, en général, on en connaît 2, 3 maximum. J'en ai 948. Tiens, vas-y, choisis quelqu'un dans mon répertoire, qui tu veux.
Qui je veux?
Ouais. Tu me dis juste le nom.
Jean Merlin.
Jean Merlin. Alors, Jean Merlin, c'est un musicien, il est mort d'ailleurs, j'ai pas effacé son numéro. C'est 06 31 08. C'est ça?
Bien, ouais.
Et son mail, je peux te dire, c'est ap.207@gmail.com. Quelqu'un d'autre?
Bien joué. Je vais te prendre au dépourvu, je vais aller bien loin. Nicolas Squash.
Oui, Nicolas 07 77 23.
Oh, presque.
24.
Ouais. Incroyable. T'as sa date d'anniversaire?
Oui, 15 octobre.
Oh la vache, bien joué. Bien joué. L'année, tu l'as?
Ouais, 80... Il y a 40 ans, donc 84, c'est ça.
Ah, bien joué. Bien joué. Bravo. Félicitations.
Merci. Et quelqu'un d'autre.
Ah, encore un autre? Allez, on va dire Abdoul à la fraise.
Abdoul à la fraise, ouais. Abdoul, c'est un vieux monsieur, donc son numéro de fixe c'est 01 47 92 3 06 10 19.
Trop fort.
naissance. Et je veux voir son mail. Ouais, bah c'est vanille. L'année de naissance de son fils 1989 @hotmail. Alors, je sais plus si c'est .fr ou .com.
Ah, c'est .fr.
.fr, voilà. Et j'avais déjà été chez lui, donc c'était au 30 rue Maurice Ravel. Le digicode de son immeuble, c'est 1501A. C'est ça? Ouais.
Ouf. Et il y a même son code Wi-Fi, tu le connais?
Ouais, non, là t'abuses. Attends.
Là, il est chaud.
Ah ouais, en plus, c'est un mot de passe à rallonge, c'est des trucs, ouais, il l'a pas changé. Attends. Est-ce que ça commence par un 4?
Putain, t'es trop fort.
J'ai pas tout, mais j'ai peut-être des bribes. Attends, 4, 9, 7, 8, 3, 4, 2. Après, il y a des lettres, genre, je sais plus si c'est minuscule ou majuscule. C'est CR, c'est ça?
Bien joué.
Et après, ben, je sais plus. 27. Ouais.
Ouais, c'est bon.
Je sais que ça finit par L.
Ouais.
C'est ça? Ouais, voilà, je me rappelle plus des autres.
Ouais, bien joué, franchement. Tu veux que je te les dise?
Ouais, vas-y.
2757.
Ouais.
MU 67
69 L, c'est ça.
Bien ouais. Bravo.
Merci.
Bravo.
Tiens, dernier truc, alors ça c'est vachement plus dur, j'y arrive pas tout le temps. Tu vas aller, là dans la barre de recherche et tu vas taper 3 chiffres. Tu me dis 3 chiffres.
Que je veux?
Ouais. Bah, je vais essayer de te nommer tous les contacts avec la séquence à l'intérieur.
Oh, t'es un ouf.
Ça c'est beaucoup plus dur, beaucoup plus dur.
778.
778, ok. Normalement, t'as tous les contacts avec la séquence. Ok. Ok, mais il y a mon tonton déjà.
Ouais, effectivement.
Ouais. Il y a Claire Chastet.
Ouais.
Il y a Tim Vianney.
Ouais.
Benjamin. Et c'est... J'en oublie ou pas?
Il en manque un.
Il en manque un. Mathias. Non, Mathias, c'est son ancien numéro. C'est pas... non, donc il n'y a pas Mathias. Olivier, c'est mon cousin.
Ouais, putain, bien joué. Bravo.
Merci.
Félicitations.
So I created certain contacts for you. +49 is representing Germany, so +49 and almost my phone number. Contact 2, I created another one that is from the United States, a random birthday and a note that says Garden Party 2017. Third contact, +1, just a number. A fourth is a little bit more challenging. 2 phone numbers, an email address and a safe PIN code and a Wi-Fi passcode. Hopefully you can generate these. Obviously don't copy mine because that might not apply to your country or region. Just make up something that you can remember. Most of the times you will stop at the contact number 4 if you wish to. You can add a 5th contact. However, in my experience, I've never reached. So a basic routine is you show the spectator the phone, you give a presentation about your memory or whatever kind of presentation you want to perform. One tip, you're going to make a memory demonstration, you can memorize a person that you know in your contacts, for example, somebody that you're going to perform this trick for. You could quickly try to memorize their phone number or just look for their name, click, and then show, is this really your phone number still the same? Have you changed it? No? Okay. And then you secretly press the button voicemail. That will activate the forcing mode, and now we are ready. Now you can say to the spectator, can you look at any contact you don't know? It's important, the wording, because I have had many people selecting their own phone number or somebody they know, just to reduce the risk that they would click on someone they know. Just ask them, please do not select someone you know, to make it a little bit more challenging for me, whatever that means. Obviously it's not more challenging, but just say that. I think it will help. So they click on David Mitchell, for instance, and it will be +49 177 738 1234. That's the first contact we created. The second one, let's go for another one. Here you'll see the phone number, +1 310 555 1470. That's the second contact I created. And you could already say this from memory, right? You don't have to look at the phone. You say, yeah, the second one, just tell me the name. Okay. Oh, and Marianne Clark, yes. And you can start to tell stories about this person, even if that person doesn't exist or you don't know it, don't know that person. And you can say, yeah, I met with them at the garden party in 2017. And that's extremely powerful. The audience at this point, they will believe you because there's no doubt. I mean, they've selected any contact. Every contact is different, and you knew exactly what the information is going to be. The birthday, obviously, put a birthday, your own birthday, for instance, so you don't have to remember another piece of information. They go for another number. Let's say they go for Martin. It's going to be +1 311 666 3690. That's my third contact. And now they can go really any contact. Let's say Patrick, Lewis, and now they have all the information pretty much. Mobile number, a home number, which is a landline, an email address, a safe pin. They will ask you, don't try to say the safe pin is, don't say that. Okay, make it subtle. They will say, oh, do you remember the safe pin code? And you say, oh yeah, I think it's 7600, is it? And it will say, and the Wi-Fi code. And once you say the Wi-Fi passcode, they're gonna be blown away, and they will not ask you to check another contact because at that point you proved it all. Just put a password you have used in the past, or just make up something, but don't have to remember a lot of information. And just some tips on how to remember phone numbers. One idea is either to use phone numbers you already own or phone numbers you already know. Right, your own your own phone number, an old phone number you no longer use, but you still remember. You can also create a mental image of that phone number. So if you look at the screen, or the dial screen, you see if I want to make up a phone number quickly, most of the prefixes of phone numbers, they start with the similar. For example, Germany is 017 is very common for mobile phone numbers. So already three digits I don't have to remember, right? Because I already know them. But if you look at the dial screen, you'll see that you can make a pattern, right? 2580 or 3690 is a pattern. It goes from top to bottom, and including the zero, obviously. You can make your life easy by using patterns. So 1 2 3 4 5 is another pattern, but very obvious. So you can do 1 2 3 9 8 7. That's another pattern that you can make a phone number with. It's like I don't know. In the past, I've seen a lot of people using on Android. There is like this passcode on the lock screen where you have to make a pattern. Do you know that? You can do the same. You can remember the image and then make a phone number with it. You can make I don't know 1470 2580. That could be a very simple phone number you could use. Use your imagination, create certain phone numbers and information about people, fictive people, obviously, that you can remember easily, and make them generic. Don't use an email address, for instance, that contains first name or last name, right? Because if you click on John Doe and the email is max@gmail.com, it will not fit, right? Use something generic that is not specific to a certain name or gender. Make it as generic as possible, and it will be very believable. Another idea you could use is you could, instead of performing this as a memory technique or a memory demonstration, you could perform it as a prediction effect. So you could, before the show, go in the settings. You can either pre-show this or force a certain playing card on a spectator, and then use it during the show. So you could go to create contacts, and then you say 7 of hearts, for instance. And they can go to any contact. So make sure you reset the app after you've performed with it. And then during the show, they can click on any person, and then it will be the 7 of hearts, obviously. The exact card they just randomly picked. To make it more believable, don't select the first contact that appears, select the second or the third. So you can ask them, okay, click on any contact. Yeah, is there a card there? No. Okay, so go for another one, and the next one hopefully will be their selected contact. You could use the reverse force as a reveal. If you type 123, you could use it as acronym, like as I showed you before in the reverse force tutorial section. And I really recommend you to have a look at the PDF that Pierre has put in the Google Drive, so you can experiment with different ideas and different presentation styles. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you could install the app without any problems, import your contacts, set up the forcing contacts, set up the reverse force, and hopefully after just a bit of practice you can go and perform this for live audiences and blow people. And I hope you will enjoy performing Hypermnesia as much as we do.